Now today I'm going to make up a really nice simple snack, but something that tastes wonderful. What we're going to be making is eggs in a hole. Now these eggs in a hole, it's a bun with an egg inside, you bake it in the oven. Now I'm also going to be using some salmon with mine, so at the bottom underneath the egg can have some really delicious salmon. And also the salmon I bought, it came with a sort of mustard and dill dressing, so we can use that to serve it all up and it'll just taste wonderful, so give it a go. So for making up these eggs in a hole with a little bit of salmon, I'm just going to go through the ingredients I'm going to use. Now I've got it all laid out. Now with the rolls, I'm going to be making 4, and I've got 4 crusty rolls, so fairly crusty on the outside. I think they'll cook for a good 15-20 minutes in the oven and still look really delicious. So 4 crusty rolls is what I'm going to use. Now what I'm going to do is just slice the top off and scoop out, quite a lot of the bread in there, because we need to accommodate the salmon and 1 cracked egg, so that's all going to go in the hole there. Now with the salmon, you could use smoked salmon. This one's called Gravlax and it's a really delicious one, but smoked salmon's good as well. Now mine came with a dressing, a mustard and dill dressing, so when you're looking around, if there's one that you fancy that dressing, get it with the dressing, because you can always add a little bit of that at the end, or they can use it as a dip as they want. Now I've got 4 eggs, mine are pretty much about medium size. I've got a little bit of butter. Now with the butter, I'm just going to melt that, and then I can brush it on the outside of the rolls and also a little bit on the inside as well. Chives, I've got some fresh chives, pulled those out of the garden, just chop those up, and we're going to add that in, just at the end over the top of the egg. And again, you've got the dressing, so it'll be delicious. Salt and pepper, because you do need to season the egg, and that's all the ingredients, so really nice and simple. So what I'm going to do next is clear the decks, and we're going to start off by just chopping off the top, the lid of the roll, and then we're going to start scraping out some of the bread to accommodate the egg and the salmon. Now with the rolls, I'm just going to chop the top off. Obviously you want to keep a fair bit of the base, just want a little lid if you like. Enough just to put, the egg in there and also the salmon as well. Now what we can do is, you can get a spoon or just use your finger, and what you want to do is kind of just pull out quite a bit of that bread. You want enough, because obviously you've got to get the salmon in there and you've got to get the whole egg, and if you can, it's all got to fit. Now obviously you could use smaller eggs, but I've gone for medium because I think that's probably about right. So I'm just going to carry on. I might get my fingers in there, see if it's unusual, and just try and pull out a fair bit of it, and then I'll do that with all the rest. Now I've done 3 of them, just going to do the last one. Now this one's one of the smaller ones, so hopefully it's big enough. Now I found in the end a good way is if you just try and follow it around the edge, support it, so you don't want to break it, but just go round, pulling it away, and then once you've gone right round, and what you can do is start coming from underneath, and you almost pull one big lump out, and it's all done. So if you can do that, look at that, 1 lump of bread ready to go. So I've done those. Now what I'm going to do next is to put them on a baking tray, because when we place it in the oven, they're going to go on a baking tray. So let's do that now, and then we can put some butter and get all the ingredients in there. So I've got the rolls, or if you like the whole, that's sitting in the baking tray there. Now I've got some butter, and what I want to do is I just want to brush it on the outside and a little bit on the inside. So I'm going to pop mine in the microwave, probably for about 15 seconds, just until it's melted. That's it, just taking it out, ready to go. Now let's just put that there. Now I've got a little brush, like a silicone brush, so you can just pick it up, just try and get some butter, just a little bit around the sides, around the top edge, and if you can, a little bit inside as well would be nice. So first of all, do the outside, and then what we can do is just put a little splash around the top there, a little bit inside. It'll just give it a nice flavour. Lovely. Now what I'm going to do is carry on and do that with the other 3, but also you want to do the lids as well. So keep the lids, put a little bit of butter on them. So next of all, I'm going to use a little bit of that salmon. So let's see how we go. What I might do is, I think I'm just going to try and push the whole thing in there. Get on with it. Save mucking about. Look at that. You've got a nice bottom layer of salmon, so I'll just carry on doing that with all 4 of those. Next of all, we've got the eggs. Now what I'm going to do with my eggs, I'm going to crack them into a bowl and then I'm going to gently pour them in. Now I find putting them in a bowl a good thing, because first of all you can take out the shell before it goes in there, because you don't want to be mucking around in there, and you know, it just makes it easier to pour in. Now let me just tuck that little bit back there. I think we'll start with you. We'll just pop that in there. And again, I'll just carry on with the other 3. And so I'm just doing my last one. Ooh, that one sloshed over the top. Never mind, don't worry about that. I mean, a couple of, well, this one and that one, you might have got to have a large egg, but medium eggs is a safe bet. Now, leave those, and what we can do is preheat the oven. Once the oven comes up to temperature, we can pop it straight in there, get it cooking. So my oven's just come up to temperature, so I'm going to pop mine in. Now before I do, just going to give them a quick season. I mean, if you forget to do it now, you can, you know, do it at the end, but just a little bit of salt and pepper seasoning just makes that egg taste that little bit nicer. So I'm going to take that over to the oven, pop it in there, get it cooking. So I'm going to place those in the oven. Now I've got my oven preheated, temperature wise 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit, gas mark 6. Cook time, I would say about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll probably check it at 15 because, you know, it really depends how you want your egg, but 15, 20 minutes. Now I've been cooking mine for 15 minutes. Now I just want to check on them, but also I just want to pop those lids in there. So if I can just put those in there like that, leave that there. Now you can see they're not quite done, still a little bit runny. So I might give mine another couple of minutes, few minutes, just until it's just set. I mean, it's difficult to get them really nice and runny, but you know, if you keep an eye on them, you might get it so it's a little bit soft, and that'll be beautiful with the salmon. Now I've had mine cooking for nearly 20 minutes, about 19 minutes, and we put those lids in after, you know, 15 minutes. So look at those. Now if you give them a little wobble, look at that one, that's lovely and wobbly, that one. Oh, it's really hot. Now what I'm going to do is put those on a table. So I've taken mine out of the oven. If you just wobble it a little bit, you can see them still a little bit wobbly in places. So let's hope we've got a really nice egg in a hole. Now what I'm going to do is just pick one and put it on the plate, and we're going to try it. Now what we can do with this is just add the fresh chives. Add as many as you want. And it's up to you if you want that dressing, but I think I am going to add just a little bit of that dressing on there. Like that. And then we can find the lid. Might better see if this one fits. Yeah, that's a pretty good guess. So you've got a little, you know, egg in a hole with a little bit of salmon, really delicious salmon. So you can serve that up like that. It looks interesting. And then obviously when I open it up, it looks fabulous. Now, let's get a knife and fork and try some of this. Just going to cut down there so we can really see what's inside. Obviously it's nice and crunchy on the outside, and look at that egg. Oh, look at that. That is going to be delicious. The egg's soft. It's going to be mixed with that dressing. I'm going to try that. Look at that salmon as well. Oh, look at that. That is so nice. Really is absolutely delicious, because the dressing goes with the salmon goes with the eggs, you get those chives, and you've got a nice crunch on the outside. That is delicious. Serve that up and you'll be pleased. It's wonderful. Give that a go. Thanks for watching my videos. I'll see you on the next one, The Original Naked Chef. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what I do, don't forget to subscribe. See you soon, The Original Naked Chef.